If this looks like you going up or down the stairs, then today I'm gonna show you how you can learn to go up and down the stairs pain-free. So follow along, okay? Hey there, my name's Coach Tyler from WeShape, where our goal is to help people learn to move their bodies better so they feel better in their body. Today we're gonna focus on going up and down the stairs in a way that is pain-free and in a way that uses the big joints of your body rather than the little joints of your body. This is really important because whether you're going upstairs or downstairs, there are 3 common mistakes that I see people making. Mistake number 1 is the weight distribution on your feet. You see, most people when they go up the stairs put the ball of their foot down, which is going to put all of the pressure on their knee. I'll show you how to fix that in just a sec. Mistake number 2 is not making sure their knee is going the same direction as their toes, meaning when they go to stand up, their knee wobbles in like this. Again, this can put pressure on the ankle, the knee, the hip, and even the lower back. And number 3 is if you don't load through the hip and instead you're loading through the knee, you're relying on a small, weak joint in order to do this rather than a large, strong joint. So I'm gonna show you how to fix all 3 of these common mistakes going up the stairs and down the stairs in this video. Let's start by going up the stairs. All 3 of these common mistakes going up the stairs and down the stairs in this video. Let's start by going up the stairs. Okay, the first step in learning how to go up the stairs pain-free is focusing on the weight distribution of your feet. So, when you go to place your foot down on the step, don't step with the toe. You can start with the toe, but before you start to stand up, put your foot flat on the ground and try to put the weight on your heel instead of your toe. Now this can be a little bit challenging if the steps are short, but what you're still trying to do is bring more weight to the back of the foot rather than the front of the foot. Once you feel that your foot is flat and the weight is more to the back of your foot, now we're going to pay attention to how we're loading through the hips versus the knees. A lot of people will bring their knee forward and attempt to stand up the stairs by putting all the pressure through the knee joint. That's oftentimes painful for a lot of people, especially those with weak knees. Instead of this, try to keep your shin vertical and hinge through the hips. What you should feel is a stretch in your hamstrings and your glute as you prepare to stand up in this movement. Now, as you go to stand up with the hip loaded and the weight distribution on the back of the heel, pay attention to your knee and make sure it doesn't wobble in like this as you go to stand up. So you can use hand supports if you need to, a chair as you're practicing this movement, but press into the heel, feel the glute muscle working, make sure the knees go in the same direction as your toes, and slowly stand up and bring your foot flat on the step. Now, if you really want to get good at going up and down the stairs pain-free, it's important to practice this one simple motion over and over again. So every time you walk up to a staircase, take the time to put your foot flat, bring the weight distribution to your heel, make sure your shin is vertical, hinge through the hips and load the glute muscle, press the heel into the ground, and slowly stand up while making sure that knee is going straight over those toes. You can even start by planting the foot of the other leg, putting the weight on the heel, loading through that hip, making sure the knee is going through the toes as you push through the heel and the glute and stand tall through that step, right? Every time you come to a staircase is an opportunity for you to relearn this pattern of walking up the stairs in the way I just described to you that eliminates those 3 common reasons for people having aches, pains, or injuries from going up the stairs. Okay. Now that you know how to practice going up the stairs pain-free, let's flip it around and I'll show you how to go down the stairs pain-free. Okay, before we begin, you should know that going down the stairs pain-free is going to be more work and take longer than going up the stairs pain-free. The most important thing you can do when practicing going down the stairs pain-free is give yourself some grace and make sure to use the handrail for support while you're following along to the 3 important cues that I'm going to show you today. Okay? Just like going up the stairs, it's going to be focusing on the weight distribution of your foot, making sure you're loading through your hip instead of your knee, and making sure your knee is going the same direction as your toes. Oftentimes when people start to go down the stairs, what they do is this. They put all the weight on the front of their foot, they load through the knee, and as they come down, their knee wobbles inward like this. That is a recipe for disaster for your ankles, your knees, your hips, and even your lower back. Instead of that, we're gonna follow this pattern. We're gonna keep the foot flat, and before we step down, we're going to put the weight on the back of the foot towards the heel. We're gonna keep the shin vertical, hinge through the hips, lift the other foot as we make sure this knee is going the same direction as your toes, and imagine trying to bring the heel down to the very back of the next step. Now again, this one movement right here might be too difficult for you, so if you can, use the handrail for support so that it doesn't cause pain inside your knee, your ankle, or your hip. And remember, as we're doing this, don't bring the knee super far forward like this. When you do, you're putting a ton of pressure on the knee joint and taking the pressure off of the hip joint, which is a much larger, much stronger joint. So as you do this, it's totally fine if you have to push your butt back and bow your body forward more than normal to get the heel down to the next step as you practice going down the stairs pain-free. Once you have your weight on this foot, you can lighten the load on this foot and slowly come to a standing position where your balance is over the opposite foot. From there, you can continue down the stairs in the same fashion, keeping the weight on the back of your foot, hinging through the hips, and making sure your knee is going the same direction as your toes. All right, there you have it. Some simple tips on how to go up the stairs and down the stairs pain-free. Now remember, every time you walk up to a staircase or even a curb, this is an opportunity for you to practice doing this with good form. You should know that when you move your body better, you feel better in your body. But it takes time and it takes consistency. So try to treat every single curve and every single staircase as a way for you to practice going up and down the stairs pain-free. And when you're consistent with this, it will make your body feel so much better. You'll take the pressure off your ankles, hips, your lower back, and your knees, and it's gonna make you enjoy your daily life so much more because you have the freedom of movement that you want and that you deserve. Hey, real quick, before you go, if you don't feel amazing in your body, meaning you can't do the things you want, you're losing flexibility, you're losing strength, maybe you're losing balance and coordination, well then guess what? Most workouts out there aren't gonna help you do much because they focus on burning calories and pumping your muscles. Well, that's not what you wanna do. Instead, you wanna learn to move your body better so you can feel better in your body. And that's exactly what we help you do over at WeShape. So, if you want to try a WeShape workout that's customized to you, where we teach you movements that are going to help you have the movement freedom that you want and deserve in your daily life, then click the link below, take our free quiz, and I'll see you soon for our first workout together.